Hi, this is Roland Pruitt, and this is my Kaiju review. Show number Lucky 13. Last week was Friday the 13th, but that doesn't, I mean, you're going to be watching this in post, and that doesn't make any sense anyway. So, anyway, I digress. It is our last show of the year. This is, and I got my Godzilla Christmas sweater on, even though it's not really cold where I am. So it's going to be, I might be sweating a little bit. But let me bring up my able-bodied assistants, Anastasia and Professor Wallnott.
Thank you. So good to be here for you, Roland.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you, Mr. Roland. Sorry, Mr. Pruitt, rather.
I like your mug.
Thank you. Thank you. You don't have to call me Mr. Pruitt. We're on a first name basis, all of us. So,
well, I wanted to be respectful, but if I may call you Roland, I'm more than happy to do that. Yes.
Again,
and may I say, nothing says Christmas like Godzilla.
Yes, that is true.
Big giant, fiery, fire-breathing monsters just speak of cheer and goodwill toward men.
Yeah. I send him a card every year.
Lovely.
So, I wanted to point out to people who are watching that Professor Wallnott is taking a bigger responsibility in the show now. He is actually going to be running the timeline. No pressure there. So he'll be moving the timeline of the movie. Actually, on this show, we show a timeline from the beginning to the end of the movie. It slides of the movie. So you're going to see the whole thing. There's spoilers. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to see the end of it, don't watch the end of the show. And he's going to be controlling that. So thank you very much. And
it's very exciting. Congratulations for you. I'm very excited.
Well, thank you, Miss Anastasia. Yes, and may I compliment you on your lovely tresses. They're quite.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, it's nothing.
Reminds me of my time in the the service when I was fighting the Kurds and the Ways. And
where is this one? Is it Swiss Alps?
In the Swiss Alps. Yes, it was quite. Quite. But it's a part of my life that I really don't like to speak about.
Did you learn to do the yodel-hoo? Did you learn to do this one?
Yes.
Oh,
Swiss miss.
Yes, I can tell you were there, and the echo through the hills is big deal. You can hear echo, right?
The hills are alive with the sound of
Walnut.
The sound of Walnut. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, it's no big deal with my braid because it only took about 7 hours. It's not big deal, but I remember Roland saying something about an actress that I saw she had braids. So I'm little, it's like you didn't notice, Roland, and but it's no big deal. It's just 7 hours, 7.5 hours. I mean, not a big deal.
Before I do, I was going to tell you look like Anna from Frozen. Which is,
Oh, yes, she's very beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, very much like that one. Yes, I knew you would like it. Oh, thank you.
Don't be angry with me for not getting, not getting out of the gate quick enough. But just let it go.
As long as you noticed, because, it's important. My appearance must look good for your TV show because I want to do, I want you to be impressed.
And I appreciate that you put all that effort in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for noticing. And thank you too, Professor. It's very nice for you to break the frozen ice by mentioning it and remembering your Leifihu and your time in the Alps.
He was remembering bad times in war. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Disney film. Come on.
But there must have been an important woman who was there to help nurse you back into serenity.
Yes, she was a nurse.
Was she very nice to you? Did she have braids?
As a matter of fact, she did. Yes, quite a lovely young lady. Very helpful. She certainly, especially when it came to having to, wash my bits and pieces. It's it's quite the experience. But
that's perhaps, lovely. It's very important to have sexual health. This is what American
I appreciate that.
Don't understand, but sexual health very important, especially in war
Yes.
zone. You need
Yes,
to bring
especially in the war
down
zone.
the cortisol. You need to bring down the stress hormones. So that will do it
Yes.
by massaging bits and pieces. Beautiful
Yes.
things. Yes,
Well,
Roland, I
certainly,
can show you sometime, Roland.
We're
certainly brought
we're
down some things
we're
with me,
traveling
but
down a road that I didn't think we were going to go here on this show.
Oh, it's just humanity. You have to understand. I was also a nurse. I served as a nurse. So
Memories from that time, Professor Wallnott. What was I going to say now? I was going to say something important now. Here
we've been happily and blissfully diverted. It's beautiful memories. Thank you.
yes, we didn't mean to digress. Sorry, Roland. Didn't mean to,
okay. Yeah, a lot of visuals there that I'm just going to have to process slowly but surely.
Oh, process them, please, tonight. After shower, you can process them in bed as you think about things. It will lower stress level, and you will be happy. And then you can call me or text me anytime to discuss the.
You're not related to Dr. Ruth, are you, Westheimer?
Who is this one? Dr. Ruth? Don't know that one.
Never mind. She was a little sexual advisor kind of chick.
We will get her in about.
Oh, that one.
We will get her in about 20 years' time. Then we're about 20 years behind. So.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's get into Monster Zero, which is an invasion of Astro Monster in Japan. Oh, excuse me, in Japan. And,
Astro Monster.
Yeah, and the Astro Monster is actually King Ghidorah. So they did Ghidorah the three-headed monster, and they decided to reuse King Ghidorah again because they had the costume, and why not? So they do that a lot. They use Gigan in two films back to back, and they use Ghidorah in these two films back to back. But in America, it's called Godzilla versus Monster Zero, and in some cases, just Monster Zero. So. And we'll get into that as to why it's called Monster Zero, King Ghidorah, a little later on in the film. And this is one of two films, again, that were shot back to back that had Nick Adams from the Rebel TV star. Oh, that's what it was that I was going to talk about. You said TV show. Should we really call this a TV show, or is it a social media show?
I think this is, well, it's like one of those things where we have to reconceptualize what we mean by television, right? So television used to mean one thing. It was analog and in a tube. Then they came out with digital, and then they came out with cable. And honestly, I think television is anything that is visual. Nowadays, they have Netflix, they have Hulu. It's all these different things, right? But they are still basically a TV show.
Okay.
That is what I think.
The TV show. All right. I'm going to explain.
That is what I think. We have to revolutionize what TV means. The industry has grown in different avenues.
Okay.
I don't know anybody watch TVs the way on analog, same three networks as they used to in the 80s. I don't know that anyone watches entertainment that way. I think TV is done mainly internet.
All people.
Yes.
All right. So let's get into Monster Zero here. Again, starring Nick Adams. It also has Akira Takarada. Now, what I realized watching the
Gesundheit.
Thank you. The slides from this presentation were taken from the Japanese version, except for this slide, which the bottom half was taken from the American version. But in any case, I noticed something, and that is the two astronauts, Glenn and Fuji, that's their last name. That's the name that's on their jumpsuits. But they keep calling Nick Adams Glenn like it's his first name. Is he astronaut Glenn? Oh, sorry, almost lost a brace there. And Fuji is the last name because his sister's name is Haruno Fuji. But they just call him Fuji like it's his first name. I thought that was
well, perhaps, and I'm not up on my Japanese customs, but perhaps it's like me calling you Mr. Pruitt. They don't go by first names. It's just the last name.
Oh, and I'm talking about the American version, the dub. They're calling them by their last name as if it was their first name.
Right. Yes.
Again, I don't know what the hell they're saying in the Japanese version. I don't speak Japanese, but
yes. Well, yes.
But I just
So-
noticed their names on things where I said, that's not their first name. That's their last name, isn't it? It's Glenn and
Yes.
Fuji. So
Yes.
and her name is Fuji too. So that means they don't
They're just
say
using
Glenn,
their last name. Yes.
just the
Yes.
last
We
name.
don't.
So that
Yeah,
was
we never know their first name. Yes. And I can't confirm this, but I believe the American astronaut here was probably named after the real astronaut John Glenn.
John Glenn.
I would imagine.
Well,
Seems kind
John
of-
Glenn.
Although this probably
This-
was earlier than then, so
This was
yeah.
65. Yeah, this was 1960.
Oh yes,
So-
then no, then
It might have just been a coincidence.
it's probably just a coincidence. Yes, yes.
Or maybe they
Well,
saw this movie and they went, you know what? We have to have an astronaut named Glenn that goes up. Where's it? Glenn? John Glenn. Yes, you're in. Come
Yes, that's quite possible. Yes.
on. Nah, I'm just making
I-
stuff. All right, so they are in the X3, which is I think it's the X3, which is a nice rocket ship, and they're going to a planet on the far side of Mars called Planet X.
Jupiter.
It's on the far side of Jupiter.
Yes, sir.
All right, sorry.
all right.
I thought it was Mars, because a lot of people mistake the X-aliens for Martians. I don't know why, but anyway. In the last film, it was the Venetians. So okay, so again, they're on their mission there. Look very official. Glenn and Fuji, and that's what we're going to call them here.
It would make sense. Yes.
And they make it to, or actually, Fuji says, "Hey, is my sister there?" She's the assistant to Dr. Sakurai, played by Jun Tozuki, and he's like, "No, she's not here," because she's like, because she knows he's going to give her a speech about her boyfriend. Tetsuya.
Oh, okay. So is she protective of boyfriend?
She wants Fuji to accept him. She wants Fuji to like him, but he's an inventor. He doesn't make a lot of money. So Fuji.
This is a deep level of the plot line here.
There she is in the red on the right.
I understand what she's going through, female to female.
She's played by Kaiko Sawai, who was in the last film as a little girl, actually. They had her in pigtails. Kind of like you got your phone.
You see, it's just like this one. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love her
With your
dress.
hair
It's
there.
very like schoolgirl. It's a very schoolgirl look for her. Very cute.
And it certainly stands out of
Oh.
the sea of white
Oh.
lab coats.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yes,
I've noticed.
That is a look. There are a lot of films about Japanese schoolgirl look. Anyway, we won't go there. We won't go down that trail. Anyway, so
we
he's
can
like,
watch
so
those
what's going on with your
together,
brother?
Roland. We'll watch those together.
Probably not. So because that involves kaiju too sometimes. We won't go down there. Anyway,
Especially with tentacles. but-
I was
Sorry,
going to say it.
Okay, this
Oh.
is where
So what's going on?
this is where we definitely
And
do one
before
of
she
these
can
things.
answer, all the news guys come in. Yeah. This is not for this kid. This is not for kids. This show.
We just let people know
Sometimes we
we
go down-
sometimes have adult theme in this. Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, she's serving
Sometimes we go down dark.
tea. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
No, she's
And the
serving
guy
the
shows up.
tea and
Hey!
then the reporters. Yes. Sorry.
So, next slide. So Tetsuo Terry, that's her boyfriend right there. He has made a device which is very loud and noisy. Just makes a loud noise. Why he's invented this device, I don't know. Because kids like loud noises, I guess. Because you say, he's marketing it as a toy. Piss off your parents. I can see the pitch for this. Make the whole family crazy. They can hear it down the block.
Yes.
And,
Well, you certainly
his
upset this
nanny,
lady.
with the baby on her back. Yeah, she's like, I can hear it all the way down the block. Really? Wow. I just realized I look like Tetsuo Terry, kind of, a little bit.
Let's see.
that's
Yes, a
great.
little bit. Yes.
Got the
The
same
glasses certainly. Yes.
So okay, so he gets a phone call. and it's a toy company, and they want to buy his gadget. Really? So, and that's a nice little surprise thing there. And then we go to the news reporters again, and they're talking to Dr. Sakurai, and he's telling them about Planet X, which is on the other side of Jupiter, and how the X3 with 2 astronauts is going there to check out the planet. I can't remember if they are receiving why are they checking this out and not the moon, because that's basically what was on everybody's bucket list at that time. Yeah, we're gonna go farther. We're gonna go past Jupiter. Maybe they were getting signals or something from Planet X, and they wanted to go and check it out.
I believe so. Yes, they're picking up some strange signals from this planet.
Because 1965, they haven't even gotten on the moon yet.
Right. Yes.
So this is very Elon Musk. It's like, let's go farther.
Yes. So.
And I think a trip to Jupiter would take like years, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
At that time. But evidently their X3 is able to make it in a lot quicker, like a couple of days. So Haruno Fuji and Tetsuo Terry go out to dinner at a very fancy restaurant. And he's like, don't worry, I sold my gadget. And she's like, really? And then the woman he sells his gadget to, Miss Namikawa, she shows up. And she's played by Kumi Mizuno, one of my favorites. And especially in this film. She looks great in this film, just about every scene. So you can see Haruno is a little intimidated by the beautiful Miss Namikawa. Tetsuo is just interested in the contract. You know, he's like me. You know, he's focused on what needs to be done at that time. Tries not to let the women get in the way. So he has a line in the movie like, oh, well, when your brother hears about this, it'll turn him upside down. And then they show the scene of them upside down in the spaceship.
Yes.
Which you wouldn't actually realize that you were upside down in a spaceship out in outer space. I don't think.
Right. No. There's
but
no
there
up or down.
It's
yes.
a gag. They were doing a gag.
Yes.
A gag. Anastasia, you okay?
I'm okay. I'm getting it on Blue Sky and the other platform so that people can join us and come in and tag people so that we can have fun with live audience. Yes. Because we are also now on Blue Sky, which is
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, yes.
What is that?
Blue Sky.
It's like the Elon Musk bought this Twitter and then he make it all about Elon Musk's idea of fun. So now Blue Sky is for people who are not so interested in Elon's idea of fun and they want something that's a little non-Elon-ish. So now they are on Blue Sky.
Awesome. I dig that. So we're on both platforms, right? We're on X, we're on Blue Sky. And
we're still on X. We are still on Elon's platform and we're still broadcasting live there, you know, to all of his skinhead friends and everything.
Skinhead friends.
All of his friends that he likes. But I'm not going to get American politics.
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock is there. I'm sure Barron Trump is there. Eric Trump is there. It's okay. You know, Carlson Tucker is there. Yes, he's there. It's okay. They can still watch us. Carlson can still watch us. But if for people who are not into that, they can go on Blue Sky and watch on Blue Sky instead. So that is what I am configuring at this moment. So we don't have to rely on Mr. Musk so much.
But they can still watch us.
They can still watch us. Hi, Elon. I'm sorry about your childhood, you know, but it's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just go to therapy. You'll be all right.
Go to Jupiter.
He might. I think he's planning on it. He's looking into this. Yeah, he's looking into that right now.
Well, yeah, you got to get to Mars first, but get to Jupiter too, because it's Jupiter too.
He's listening. Yes, he's very enchanted by Jupiter. Yes.
All right, so they go past Jupiter, and sure enough, there's a little dark planet on the other side called Planet X. and they land, and it's a very impressive landing. And they're looking around, and Fuji says, "Hey, oh, they're taking off again. I'm sorry."
I'm sorry about that. I thought they were going to comment on the landing.
So I said it was impressive.
There's a-
For
sorry.
a model rocket ship, yeah.
Yes.
With model action figures that come down a model elevator, yeah, it was cool.
Yes.
So Fuji is like, I'm gonna go plant the flag over that ridge over there, and you just stick around here and look around and take some soil samples, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's what happens.
Then
and
he sees footprints. Oh, sorry.
As he is planting the flag, Fuji notices some footprints on the planet. Uh-oh, dun dun dun. I'm not seeing the footprints.
Oh, they're bottom.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
bottom
yeah.
right.
Sorry. Just didn't realize. Okay. So yeah. So he's like, "Oh my gosh, Glenn, can you hear me? Astronaut Glenn." And he goes back, and the ship's not there. It's gone. And he's like, "Oh my God, he left me.
Did he take off without me? How dare he?
Planet X, the bastard." And then he gets a little message from a little thing that pops up out of the ground. It's got light coming out of it. "Astronaut Fuji, come to the light." Uh-oh. "Follow the light. Go into the light."
That's never a good idea.
But he goes. What the hell else is he going to do? He doesn't have a rocket ship anymore. So evidently there's a subterranean organization, and they like to lead you like cattle with light and darkness down their tunnels. Follow the light, Astronaut Fuji.
I've had a nightmare that resembles this one. I distinctly remember a nightmare I had like that. It's a little crazy.
I had a nightmare recently about going to a giant mall and looking around, and you were there actually. And
I'm the girl of your dreams. This is exciting.
It was a surprise to me. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. And I looked it up on the internet. There's a site that tells you what your dreams are all about. And I can't remember the name of the site, but you can find it. It's easy. You just do a search, dream research or dream interpretation. And anyway, it said that I'm looking for something in my life. So obviously that's why I was in a mall.
And that's why I was there for you. This is exciting.
You were helping me. Yeah, you were helping me.
I was helping you. This is wonderful. I love that. Thank you for telling me.
Miss Anastasia, always so helpful.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me, Professor. Thank you.
All right.
That.
So he comes out of one side of the tube. There's no double entendre there. He's going in and out of tubes. Okay. He's plunging in and out of tubes. He gets into a big wide open room, and that's where he sees Glenn. Glenn is there, and his helmet's off. It's like, "Oh my God, you took your helmet off? You're not dead?" No, it's okay. It's okay. He sounds like Bruce Willis. Go to the other side of Jupiter, have a few laughs. He sounds like Bruce Willis.
That's how Americans sound. I always thought when I was growing up, like every American will sound like Bruce Willis. I always consider that is American,
What's funny is the Japanese actor tries to sound like him in the Japanese version, and it's like, miss. Nope.
That's hilarious.
You're
very good at impression.
Roland. No,
you're very good.
That was nonsense. That was gibberish. I just said. Anyway,
I think we have discovered another talent of yours.
So the room lights up, and a bunch of Exilians show up.
Exilians,
led by the leader, the Exilian leader. Now he's played by he's the controller of Planet X, Yoshio Tsuchiya, who's in all of these Godzilla films. and I guess the one that he was really most known for is he plays the professor from Monster Island in Destroy All Monsters, and he gets gassed in the beginning of the film and it turned into one of the aliens, kind of robot. He's helping them, that kind of thing. So anyway, and he ends up jumping out a window. And anyway, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. So he's very good in this, actually. And he does a lot of hand signs and signals and stuff. And he says, Astronaut Fuji Glenn, we summon you here because we have a problem. We have a kaiju that is attacking our planet. And we need your help. And at that time, at that very moment, that's when the kaiju attacks. Oh, and she shows them their ship. Your ship is safe. We have it right here. Very safe. We put it underground because the kaiju might destroy it. We didn't want that. We wanted you to be able to get back to Earth. And then the kaiju attacks at that very second, and it's King Ghidorah. And Nick Adams in the English version, listen to me, bad. The English version goes, King Ghidorah. Which I don't know why that tickles me, but it does. Just to hear tough ass Nick Adams go, it's King Ghidorah. There's a line later too. He goes, "You dirty rotten rats! What did you do to her?" And it's so out of place in this. Anyway,
again, that is very American. That sounds like quintessential American attitude. I love it. It's
so
very authentic.
Blasting, just for no reason. I mean, there's nothing really to blast there. It's just a bunch of black rock. But he just blasted up the planet. Like, yeah, this is my life. I get to use my electric lasers to blast up this dead planet.
Well, maybe he knows there's people on the ground. He's trying to blast his way down to get them.
Take that. Let's see if he'll come out again, bastards.
It reminds me of Captain Kirk and his attitude.
So yeah, he's just sitting there blasting nothing, and they're watching, going, "Wow, that sucks." And we had him on Earth a year ago, and he was blasting up buildings and the mobile oil stations and crap. Mm-hmm. So you guys got it better than we did, but we got him sent away. And he's like, "Well, that's what we want to talk to you about. We call this Monster Zero. Everything's numbered here, and the monster is 0." And then King Ghidorah actually hits something. He scores. He actually hit something with the laser beams, and it's a water plant. And evidently, that's like serious there. It's like gold, no problem. We got gold all over the place, but water, oh man, it's very serious. The hydrogen oxide plant is damaged, so they are actually put in like a little bubble, like the dome, except a lot smaller. I said smaller.
It's like the cone of silence from Get Smart.
Yeah, they don't want them to hear what's going on, so they're hitting their head and go, "Oh man, hey, this is kind of weird, but that was a water plant, wasn't it?" They're talking, and they come back. They go, "Okay, the problem has been averted, but here's what we want. We're willing to give you a cure-all for cancer and all disease if you will give us Monster 01, which is Godzilla, and Monster 02, which is Rodan, to defeat King Ghidorah." Wow, that's a tall order. But hey, cure all for cancer and disease, we're definitely past that by our bosses. And so they get stuck in their ship. They've been sent back. And as they're leaving, Godzilla and Rodan are like, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. As they're leaving, the Exilians are waving goodbye from the window. Goodbye.
Suckers.
I think George Takei George Takei might be the voice of the leader in the English version here. He's kind of got that sound. So that might be. So anyway, he puts them in the ship. They send him off back to Earth. And they'll get there in, like a week, a couple of days, right? Mm-hmm. These guys can do it in a day. They travel at the speed of light. So, and that comes into play in the script a little later on. So, okay. So yeah, there's a little smirk on his face, like I know something you don't. So Miss Namikawa and her group somehow got invited to the UN meeting, or the Japanese UN meeting with all the astronauts and stuff. A toy company? Sure, come on in, all of you. Bring all your goons with you. But she's looking, lovely there. She's looking very, very nice. The guys, not so much. They all look like Exilians, not in their outfits. By the way, those new wave gray and black outfits were kind of cool, and they had the new wave glasses and everything.
Yeah, I thought they were quite
she looks
fetching.
really good in it. A little later on. So they say, yeah, well, Godzilla and Rodan, we don't know where they are, and even if we did, let's let sleeping dogs lie, And that's the leader of the Women's Guild, I guess. I don't know. In a 1965 film, I'm surprised to see a woman in a meeting like this. Yes. But I guess
this is the International Organization of Women, or something like that. She says,
"Okay,
yes, we have no objection to this plan."
1965. Shut up, make me a sandwich, bitch. Oh, General, you're so forceful. Anyway, so Godzilla is supposedly in Lake Myojin, and Rodan is in Mount Apo or something like that. So it's probably the second Rodan that was buried in the first Rodan film. That's my hypothesis.
You might be right. Yes.
The other Rodan, again, was free and clear after the last movie, King Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster. Godzilla and Rodan are like on the top of a cliff at the end of the movie, like, okay, what are we going to do now? So somehow Godzilla just went off to Lake Myojin to hibernate for a while. And the other Rodan is MOA. MIA, I'm sorry. And I don't know what MOA means. MIA, missing in action. So they know where this Rodan is, though. So they say, yeah, he's buried in the mountain, the side of the mountain there. So Tetsuo Terry goes to the toy company and says, hey, am I going to get some money anytime soon? Because I really need the money. And the guy's like, well, we don't think so. So that's not what he said. I'm paraphrasing like General Howitzer. So anyway, he goes, well, can you talk to your boss? I mean, I'd really like to have some cash, for this, invention you bought. So the guy goes back in the back, and we meet the Earth Commander from Planet X, and he's played by Kenzo Tabu, who is a character actor, does a lot of these films. He also does a lot of the sword pictures with Kurosawa. Mm-hmm. And he burns up the plans. So they're not going to pay Tetsuo any money. They're just taking his plans and burning them up. Again, we realize now that he's one of the aliens. He's one of the Exilians. So, Glenn and Fuji are going to meet with Tetsuo Tari and Fuji's sister, and they're having a glass of water at the bar. Yeah, come on. How about a stiff drink there? Come on. This is the 60s. Come on. A little vodka martini, shaken, not stirred, something, Have a little gin, little scotch on the rocks. Come on. But he's drinking one and goes, hey, you know what? I'm just thinking about that water plant. I never realized now how much Nick Adams does sound like Bruce Willis later on. It just really reminds me now. It's freaking me out. Anyway. So it's like, yes, I was thinking about that too. So anyway, Tetsuo shows up with Haruno, and he mentions that he hasn't been paid yet for his invention, and Fuji just lays into him. And he says, well, come on, Glenn, what do you think about this? And Glenn goes, hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Something like that.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, by the way, I got to go meet somebody. I'll see you guys later. So Fuji's not impressed, and he's like, I don't see a future here. Sorry. And he puts some money down, throws some money down on the table to pay for the drinks, and then they look out the window and they see Nick Glenn. They see Glenn getting in the car with Miss Namikawa. She's got a nice little red sports car, convertible, rag top. And he gets in her car and they take off. He's like, hey, that's Miss Namikawa. That's the bitch that stiffed me. That's what they said. If it was Nick Adams who had that character, that's what he would have said. That's the bitch that stiffed me. It's not, though. So anyway, next day, they're talking about the Exilians and the deal. And, hey, if they're right, Godzilla's in Lake Myojin and Rodan is they're checking right now. Sure enough, there's radioactivity. I think this is the last film in the Showa series where they actually said the monsters are radioactive. I believe that's my belief. I could be wrong about that, and if you're watching and you know I'm wrong, you can go ahead and tell me down below in the comments. But I think this is the last time that Godzilla is actually they say that he's radioactive and Rodan.
Can I just say,
yeah,
this bottom slide, why does it look like Glenn is like smelling his cologne? Oh, it's a lovely scent you're wearing.
Hey, what is that? High karate aftershave? What is that you got on there? It's pretty good. I should buy some of that for Miss Namikawa. Put it behind the ears. So I'm using my Nick Adams impression a lot this show. My Bruce Willis impression too. So anyway, Glenn says, "Let's go out to the country in my car." Got a rag top. They got a front country. We could share a drink out of a thermos. You and I, male bonding shit. I don't know.
Totally heterosexual. No, nothing untoward.
This is very not untoward at all. This is the least homosexual thing I have ever seen. Very rugged and masculine, definitely.
I got to tell you about in my head. We were in a mall and you were helping me. No, he said I was with Miss Namikawa the other day. We were doing the high hard when she was,
You can see on his smile that he is very hetero. That's a very hetero smile.
Hey, I'm not like that, Glenn. Come on.
Yeah, you can see he's very
for me. And
he's like a cowboy.
I saw the Exilian leader there. He was in the room with us. I swear to God, we were awake. It wasn't a dream. So that's what he wanted to tell him out in the country in the middle of nowhere. And so we have that scene.
And then they get busted. And then they get busted by the authorities.
That's it. Are you guys drinking out of a thermos together? The hell? Take that shit to a hotel. Come on now. No, it's military, and they're saying, we've determined that Godzilla and Rodan are exactly where the Exilians said they were. That kind of thing. So. Ching, 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 ching. All right. Yes. So they go out to Lake Myojin, which is not far from where they are, I guess. I can only guess, because they get there pretty quick. And there is a glowing blue light under the water. Dun, 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 dun. Godzilla. Nick Adams. Godzilla. And then it turns out it's a space saucer. It's a flying saucer. They were here all the time. Nick Adams does have some great lines in this film. He does. He even tells the professor in the next scene, yeah, Exilians speak with forked tongue, eh, Doc? Something like that. It's like, God, he stays right there at the table. He can hear you. You don't think he knows what that means? Don't do that.
He might need some social skill training, some emotional intelligence.
He's right. He's literally 2 seats away from you.
He needs etiquette training. Yeah. He could go to a finishing school. They used to have finishing school. He can go there. That would be really think, Professor, that if he goes to finishing school, he can learn where to put the knife, where to put the fork, not to mention this thing in front of people. It will be very good for him.
Yes. Yes, that
What's a
reminds me of
floor?
my childhood back in Eden.
Oh, I
What's
could
a
tell. I
floor?
could tell that you had gone there because you're very good etiquette man. Very gentleman.
Thank you, Miss Anastasia.
You're welcome. I could tell. The way you complimented my hairstyle when Roland did not say anything, I could tell you had gone to this finishing school.
Yes, I did
Hadn't
finish
said
school.
anything yet. If I'd have been given a chance.
Okay, I believe you. I choose
right.
to believe you. We'll see next time if I change my hairstyle, if you notice. We'll
Okay.
see.
That sounds fair. But again, I mean, he just spoke up first and told you about those terrible memories from his wartime, and I told you look like something from a beautiful Disney movie. So anyway,
Okay, thank you. I
I
appreciate. Thank you very much.
So another spaceship comes up.
It's
they're
too many
traveling in pairs.
spaceships. This is really becoming problems. They're inundated. It's almost like New Jersey.
Is there a lot of spaceships in New Jersey?
Yes, they have drones. They have a drone UFO in New Jersey for last like month or so.
Oh, geez, I'm not paying
They
attention
don't
to that
know
news
where
anyway.
they come from. Nobody knows. Local authorities say they don't know. So Professor Wallnott knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
It's true. It's real, Roland. There are UFO drones somehow in New Jersey. So this is reminding me of what this is like.
Yes, and
it couldn't be just a drone made up to look like a UFO.
well, there's several
Just,
of them
like
actually.
a human.
There's many of yes. Thank you.
Yes.
There's many of them, and no one is copying to it. So nobody knows where these drones are going into people's backyard, into their trees. Nobody knows why there are so many of them.
So it's like batteries not included, huh?
Almost, yes.
Exactly, yes. By the time people are watching this in the future, they will already have figured it out. But as of this taping, we have no understanding where it is coming from. Could be Russian involvement. It always goes back to Putin in my experience. It all goes back to that man.
The military will just say, "Oh, balloon. That's what it is. Water balloon. That's what it is." Anyway, okay. So there's 3 spaceships.
Yes.
And yes. So let's go to the next slide. That's why I'm waiting.
Oh.
And okay, so it's the next morning. People have gathered around to see the spaceships, as people do. There's no mobile phones back here, back in this time, 65. So they're just kind of there gawking, and then if they had mobile phones, they'd be, hey, look, spaceship, living proof. So again, there's some people with cameras there. There's some news people there. There's some military people there, and one of the ships lands on the beach. There at the Lake Myogen Beach.
That's a big one.
Now, Miss Namikawa and her group.
If I saw that one, I would just run. It's too much.
It's a big one.
Yes, I've been hearing that. Yes, I've been hearing that you have big one. Never mind. That's for another show. Don't worry about it.
It's me.
No, nothing. Just move. I shouldn't have said. Sometimes I think something. I tell myself, keep, Anna, just keep your mouth shut, and it come out. And I don't know why, but I should not have said that. That was inappropriate. Yet.
I don't know where that rumor started, but okay.
Well, there's someone spreading it, and I'm just saying a lot of people are curious to find out the detail about it, But anyways,
who is spreading it?
Professor Wallnott, no, but it might not be polite for me to mention name.
Oh, Professor
somebody
Wallnott
is mentioning
spreading it.
Someone,
no, not me. I would never spread.
He would never. He would never.
I'm not the spreader of rumors.
But there is rumor
I think she may be referring to someone else.
Yes, there's someone else who's been gabbing a lot who also needs to go to a finishing school. But that is all I will say about her. Anyways, let's move along.
Oh, it's a her. I see.
Somebody.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
It's someone
All right.
you don't need to be around, Roland, because you deserve better. That's what I'm saying.
So the Exilium commander comes out of the ship, sits down at the table.
Awkward.
Where they got the table from in ultra quick time, I have no idea. It's just all of a sudden it's there, and chairs. It's like you don't see anybody set them up. It's just they're there. So at the table are the two astronauts and the head of the space program and
I
all
like
the
the way they're
dignitaries.
standing. I like this way they're standing. It's like very it's very Power Ranger. I like it.
Now, what's bad about this outfit, this Exilian outfit, is that if you do have a big one, if you do have a bulge, yeah, it's going to be very noticeable. But here, no problem.
That's why I would like to see
I'm
you
gonna hook it,
dress.
mind you.
I would like to gift this for you next Halloween. This outfit, and we can look at it together. You would
love
rock
to have
it. I think you would rock
really
this
would.
outfit.
But I would probably tuck. And maybe they did too, because it could be a problem in the 60s and the censors and everything. So or maybe Exilians don't have weenies. That could be as well.
They are
because
a different species, so we don't
Yeah.
know, but they might have different capabilities
They
and
might all have
proportion, dimension. Their dimensions are different.
Maybe the women have BBs. I don't know.
We don't know about reproductive part,
Whatever.
right, Professor? I don't know that I don't know the information and data was available to us about their reproductive.
No, that there was no discussion of that at all.
So we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
I just realized for the first time that Haruno is also standing at the table. Like, what the hell are you doing here? So that's my assistant. Well, go make a sandwich. Make some coffee. Get out of here. 1965. Anyway, sorry, I digress. 1965 was a different time, folks.
I love the passion you bring to the table, Roland. You're very passionate. It's beautiful.
And the table came out of nowhere. So, all right. So the two flying saucers that were with the other saucer, they start moving. Oh, by the way, he apologizes because he says, yes, we beat you here because we are much faster than you are. And we're sorry. We were indiscreet. We were hiding here. But that's not suspicious, but we're sorry. That kind of thing. So you can look at the professor's face. He's like, So, but he's like, yeah, but that cure, we want the cure. You got that cure with you? Did you bring that? And he's like, no, that's on our planet, but we'll get it to you. Don't worry. George Takei voice.
Very George Takei, yes.
So anyway,
George Takei is very active on Blue Sky. He has left Twitter and he is on Blue Sky, so he might even be watching at some point. You never know.
So the one saucer goes over Lake Maijin and he pulls Godzilla up out of the water with a special ray, and then
That's very nice of him.
It makes like a bubble around Godzilla. Godzilla's holding onto his tail. He's got his tail between his legs. This is the only time in history Godzilla ever had his tail between his legs.
This is gorgeous. I love it. I love the special effect.
Ooh, that's the sound it was making. And so they put him in a nice little bubble. He's hovering under the space saucer, and he looks very relaxed and comfortable.
Now that is a power stance. That's one. Look at that. Wow. Cowboy.
Here's the other thing. That only takes like a minute, not even a minute. And these guys have run from the table all the way to an observatory platform somewhere. All of them. They all ran and said, let's go over there and get a better look. And they did it in like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So it's like, damn, they're fast. I mean, I understand Nick Adams is fast. He's a rebel. But the rest of them, look at the old guys in the back. How did they make it there so quick? So I just see things like this, and it just haunts me. It makes me not sleep at night. So I'm trying to get these. I tried to get these pictures together too, so it looked like one picture. I do that sometimes. I have.
You have this aesthetic
way too much
eye.
time on
you
my
have
hands.
good aesthetics. Yes.
I have way too much free time on my hands. So anyway, the other saucer just lasers the side of that damn mountain, And yeah, there's a big old turkey. That's what it looks like. A big old turkey comes out of the mountain with his wings around him. And woo, they put the little bubble around him too, so now he's safe. And wow! And the reaction from the military crowd. We could never do anything like that. Damn, if we could do that, we would never have problems with these kaiju before. So yeah. So they fly off to Planet X. Nick and Glenn and Fuji and the Dr. Sakurai all put on goofy looking yellow, like yellow and cream colored outfits.
It's very nice, very cool.
Silly, I want you to wear these because I think it's hysterical.
Beautiful.
Put on this yellow dickie. We want you to look like Egghead from Batman. Come on. This is fun. Come on to our planet. We can't wait to show our friends back on X.
Mm-hmm.
So Fuji is talking to his sister because he's a good brother, you know. And Nick is making time with Miss Namikawa again, or Glenn is making time with Namikawa again. She's like, Glenn, don't go. Let's get married here so I can become a citizen of the planet Earth. And then everything will change. We'll have the babies. And he's like, hey, well, you know, I got to go. But I'll be back. Don't worry, I'll be back, baby. So something like that. And it's really, I mean, it's almost laugh worthy. This scene.
Look at that face. That's the face of a man who's like, no.
Have the sandwiches ready for when I get back and some cold beer. And she's like, but I'm very fashionable, Nick. I don't do those things. Glenn, I don't do those things. So, and you're wearing a yellow dickie. I can't take you seriously. Yeah, but you just wanted to have kids with me now, didn't you? So anyway, yeah, they got to go. So Tetsuo sees Miss Namikawa, and he's like, damn it, I'm getting my money. Follow that car. And he follows her. And they get on the ship, and everything is run by thought. It's like an ESP kind of thing with these Exilians. And they run their ships by thought. They run everything by thought. And that should be a key right there, that they can probably make people and monsters do what they want them to do by thought. So in any case, that's kind of our red flag that they sent us there. So they're and the three guys are like, no, yeah, they could do everything by thought. Yeah, cool. It's like they don't even think, you know. And it could be, you know, because they're being manipulated, controlled. So they go back to Planet X, and they make it in double quick time because they can travel at the speed of light. They can get there in like a couple hours. So strap yourselves in, boys. Godzilla and Rodan are in tow. They should have done that like George Takei. Strap yourselves in, boys, because Godzilla and Rodan are in control. They're in tow. Sorry, I slipped up. That's my Freudian slip. Yes, I know who Freud is, even though I'm an Exilian commander. So they have the nice little scene where they fly off, and you know, and they got Godzilla and Rodan in tow. Radon. And they show the Earth quickly going away. Isn't this nice? Isn't this a smooth ride? And the two guys, you know, look like Devo on either side of them. You know, we are Devo. I'm surprised they never use these outfits. They like kaiju films. They actually did a track from War of the Gargantuas. The words get stuck in my throat. Devo did. You can look it up. Words get stuck in my throat. They did it a lot better than the lady that sung it in the War of the Gargantuas. You were ready to kill her when she was singing that song. Like, yeah, Gargantua, eat her. Go. Don't make her sing. Don't let her sing. In any case, Tetsuo stows away on a boat that Miss Namikawa takes to an island where the Earth colony of the Exilians is. That's their control base in this big bed and breakfast that they have. Come on, it looks like a bed and breakfast. It doesn't look like that up close. It looks more like a business place. But Namikawa comes in, and the controller there, the Earth Commander is like, "You let a guy follow you. Here, he's outside now. Tetsuo Terry. Go make some coffee. Get out of my sight. Make a sandwich. Get out of here." There's Tetsuo Terry getting out from under the obligatory. They always have a canvas tarp on boats in these movies for no reason at all. You know, what are you going fishing? You're gonna put the fish in a nice canvas tarp? What the hell's under there besides Tetsuo Terry? I mean, seriously. So anyway, he goes to the front door, and the front door has a trap door. And he gets sucked in. Duh! And there he goes.
There he goes.
So, wow, this doesn't look like a bread and breakfast up close. It's like the TARDIS. It looks much bigger when you get closer to it. Okay, so they're flying to planet X. They lay Rodan and Godzilla down on the planet surface. And what's amazing is, like, the minute they get there, King Ghidorah attacks. So they got to quickly go underground real quick. There's the spaceship going in a little cave, and a little door crosses, and then Jesus comes out. Hey, it's 5 days later. No. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. On the Exilian planet, Jesus is Lord. So they get to watch from the nice silver back chairs. And hey, we're going to get a good show now, boys. Watch this. And they zap the bubbles. Now, here's the thing. Rodan and Godzilla are kaiju, and they are very hard to kill. But you would think on another planet, they might have trouble breathing. But no. King Ghidorah, yeah, he's a space monster. You expect him to be able to adapt to, different atmospheres on planets. But Godzilla and Rodan, yeah, they were born and raised on the Earth, So this was kind of weird that they didn't like implode the minute those bubbles were popped. The minute those bubbles were disintegrated. And they showed the little tube things with the light coming out, and they whoop, okay, let's go, guys. Don't let King Ghidorah get us. Here he comes. Oh, where's my King Ghidorah? And they had to start cutting the budgets on these films drastically. So, yeah, they did that by rehashing a bunch of the footage from the last film for the Earth stuff and shooting minimal, like, Godzilla and Rodan are attacking like villages in Japan. They're not attacking like big cities. And this scene is on it's done on one set that's supposed to be the X planet, and they do the whole fight scene here, with just a bunch of black rock. And it worked. I mean, it was like it made the film seem like $1 zillion, and it wasn't. It was very easily done, and they did the rest with, toys like these little models and stuff. So, okay, so Rodan and Godzilla come alive on the planet. They can breathe for some reason. That's cool. And they have the big fight with King Ghidorah. Once they see it's King Ghidorah, it's like, hey, did we kick your ass about a year ago? Sent you on your ass, sent you on your way, you bastard. So, yeah. And King Ghidorah's like, oh, I'm up for a fight. You don't have that little worm with you. He's not going to spin a web around me. All right, I'll take you on again. I'll fight you with my hands behind my back. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have hands. They're inside my chest. So Godzilla in this one, you can't see it in this scene so much, but he's got like a really waggy tongue in this movie. He's got like a Gene Simmons tongue. And his teeth are there's a lot more teeth in this suit for some reason. So that's how you know it's the different. It's the 65 suit, I call it. They kind of altered it for the next movie, 66 for Abira. So yeah, there's a big fight here. A lot of laser beams and Godzilla rays and stuff like that going around. Rodan's picking up boulders and dropping them on King Ghidorah and doing his thing. Godzilla's hiding behind rocks and shooting his atomic breath. So it's a fun scene, and the astronauts in the dock are watching, and the Exilian chief, he's watching from his chair, got his back to him. A heavy moment. And eventually Rodan picks up Godzilla and dumps him on King Ghidorah, which is a Rodan move. He does that in this movie twice, and he does it in the last movie he did it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the thing. So a lot of wire work here. You can see the wires sometimes, unfortunately. And then Ghidorah flies off. Ghidorah. And we get the happy dance. This is the famous, infamous Godzilla happy dance. So that was my impersonation of the Godzilla happy dance.
A very good impersonation it was.
That
Thank
was
you.
uncanny. It was exact. That was exactly it.
It was uncanny. And he has the line, a happy moment. It just punctuates how silly it really is. Then he turns around and he realizes, hey, Glenn and Fuji are gone. What the hell? And he looks at, there's a great take by Sakurai. Dr. Sakurai's like, oh, shit, I didn't see him leave. It's like, I have no idea. Yeah. It's a great take by Jun Tazuki. Tazuki. That can't be right. I keep wanting to say Jun Fukuda. I don't know why. Anyway, that's another guy. So they're going down the hallway, and luckily the hallways are lit this time for some reason.
And the baby's looking at him again, very hetero. I love that. That's like a power look.
And they decide they're going to look around. They're going to find out some more about Planet X. And
this could be you two. You two could be going on missions like this. I see this is very much Professor and Roland.
I would never wear that outfit. I would wear the Exilian outfit, but I never wear that outfit. No
I
way.
don't know. I think you could rock it.
So they go up to the planet's surface, and I guess it's the planet's surface. It looks like the planet's surface, and they don't die. They don't have any face helmets on or anything, and they don't die. They don't implode. Like Godzilla and Rodan. I could kind of explain it away with Godzilla and Rodan because they're kaiju, but I can't explain it away here. I mean, they're people. So I guess evidently the atmosphere is similar to Earth. And they see Miss Namikawa. Hey, baby, what's going on? How'd you get here? And then there's like two of them. So they're all clones. All the women on Planet X look like this. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, they all look, hot. And they're all carrying gold. So you got to love that. Excuse me. A little too much grape juice.
Okay.
So I see him. I got a little acid reflux there. I don't know why.
Oh, no.
So, then a bunch of Exilian guys come out with like Exilian pistols and they even spy until we're taking you back. Actually, they don't say anything. They just do it. And the leader is not happy, controller, but he's like, but in the spirit of what's happening here, we're going to let you go. We're going to let you go back to Earth. And he lets them off the hook real easy, even though they were spying, which is very serious even back then, especially back then. That was the time of James Bond and all, and they were spying. So they made a duplicate of their X3 ship. They made a complete duplicate of it and said, you can get home on this, and you'll find it works much better than the original ship. So they can get back faster. And they're amazed. But there it is. So, so the ship takes off, and Rodan and Godzilla are looking at him like, "Hey, where you going? Why don't you take us with you?
What about us?
What the hell? You gonna leave us on this black rock?" And as they pull away, again, we get the we get the evil laugh from the Exilian commander, the controller.
I like the way the Exilians are lined up in like height order. Makes a nice little arc.
Notice that. That's funny. Tall Exilians in the back, short Exilians on the side. That's funny. Ben Haraya, who's the first Ultraman, the guy in the suit, not the actor that played the face guy, but the guy in suit, Ben Haraya, who's in the last film, he's also in this. Is one of the Exilians. And there's a lot of the character actors from these films are Exilians in this film. Miss Fuji, Haruno Fuji, is looking for her boyfriend. She's a good girlfriend. She's looking for a boyfriend. She goes to Miss Namikawa's office. Well, he said he was going to go find you and try to see if he gets money from you. And, he called you a few names, but I won't repeat them. Do you know where he is? Something like that. And Miss Namikawa are like, no, I got no idea. No. Why would I know? You're being silly. Ha 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 ha. Now go. So the leader, I don't know why they don't just kill Tetsuo Terry. They throw him in a cell. It would just make more sense because they're evil. I mean, they're evil Exilians. Why didn't they just kill him? We're gonna put you in a cell. I guess they're gonna use him as slave labor. I don't know. But he's the guy that created the thing that can kill them. So when you like exterminate him just to make sure he doesn't recreate that thing that could hurt you and kill you. Anyway, they're not very smart.
No, they took a page from the villain the villain handbook, where you don't kill the hero, you simply put him in a situation where he could possibly escape.
Yes, and give him a monologue about what you're going to do.
Exactly. Yes.
So, yeah, the spaceship lands and it's out there on the tarmac. I don't know where the other X3 is, which is funny because the Exilians destroy this one a little later in the film. The other one is just MIA. We don't know where it is. So they didn't lose a ship. They still got the original. So, okay, they take, again, Miss Namikawa and her whole band of goons from the toy company are in the actual meeting with all the dignitaries, to listen to the tape that with the supposedly the cure for all disease. They play the greatest hits, the Exilians' greatest hits, and it's, we will control you. We have control of Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. We're already here, and we're waiting for the attack. If you don't surrender to us and become our slaves, it will be very bad for you. I paraphrase a little bit. But so there's all kinds of panic in the streets, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. And we have a wonderful scene where Namikawa is dressed up as an Exilian, and she looks hot. And Glenn shows up. Hey, baby, what are you doing here? Come with me. Let's go away. Let's get away from all this, Glenn. I love you. Okay, well, that's nice, but... And then luckily the Exilians bust in. Oh boy, you guys showed up just the right time. And they don't like the fact that she's in love with a foreigner, a Earth guy. So they zap her, and it disintegrates her. And this is actually a really, really cool. Oh, they zap his gun first. I'm sorry, he's got a gun. They zap that. Ouch! That really hurt, bastard. And she puts a little note in his pocket. And what's funny is he forgets about it. He forgets about the note. She gives him a note that just before she gets killed by this guy, the controller from planet Earth, the Earth commander. And he forgets about it. Now, this is a really cool scene, how they did this, because you can actually see the reflection of her disappearing in the window, the glass wall there next to her. So they did a really cool job on this. And she just disintegrates slowly but surely. She turns into a negative and then just disintegrates. So that's a really cool scene. Top marks for. And then they destroy the X3 that they made. You can't have it, not anymore. And if we find out where the original one is, we're going to destroy that too.
See, that's why we can't have nice things.
So I don't know why they didn't destroy the whole base, which got all the important characters and figures in it, but they didn't. They just said, and then we're going to destroy your radar shield. Ah, look at that. Then we see Godzilla and Rodan sitting around playing cards next to a very unimposing mountain. It's not Mount Fuji this time, but they got 2 spaceships on top of them. What do you got? What do you got? Any spades? You got any spades? That chip isn't telling you what I got in my hand, is it? So Glenn gets taken to the island. Again, they don't just kill him right there, which would be the smart thing to do. They don't just vaporize him like they did with Miss Namakawa. And they didn't throw her in the jail cell with the guys. They don't want them working together. They vaporized her. So, yeah. Talk about the 1960s and women. Good. So they take Glenn and they throw him in the cell with Tetsuo. Hey, I know this is a soundproof cell. Yeah. They're already figuring out shit. And then he remembers, oh, by the way, I got to, or for some reason, Tetsuo goes to his jacket and goes, hey, there's a note here. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that note. You know, she died and everything, but I forgot about it. Too cool for school. So we hear Miss Namakawa's voice for the last time saying, Glenn, I love you. And I'll get past that in just a minute. But first, I want to tell you. And then she tells him that the sound is what they need to use to destroy the control of the commander or the controller on the kaiju, etc., and that can save him. And Tetsuo's like, well, hey, I got this little gadget here. They didn't even check me or anything. No anal cavity check or nothing. And I got it right here in my pocket. And it makes a hell of a lot of noise. So again, they didn't check him for weapons or nothing. Because that thing, look how big that thing is. It'll stand out. Oh, that's my makeup compact. Oh, okay, you can keep that. So yeah, he pushes the button and it's kind of got a 2 sounds to this. And yeah, it makes a lot of noise. So the alien guy is going nuts. And we get our first Japanese ahagao in this scene right here, where his tongue is just evidently a chokehold from Nick Adams is enough to make this guy do the ahagao. And that's all I'm saying. We ain't going any further than that, folks. So they get out. They get out of the cell. They grab their jackets. And they make their way to the boat. Now, when the boat takes off, they say, hey, the boat's leaving. It's got those guys on it. And, a space saucer zaps it and blows it up, of course. And but they're not on the boat. Smart guys. So, yeah, they're going to swim back to Japan. Maybe not so smart. I mean, let's start doing it. Let's swim back. Can you do the backstroke? Come on, buddy. We're going to swim all the way back to Japan. And then we're going to find a taxi cab that'll take us with no money to where we need to go. There's really not a lot. They didn't really think this out very carefully. The writers. We're just going to go with it. We're going to accept it as what it is. All right, so they get back and they're dry and they look fine. They don't look like they've been in prison for a couple of days. And he says, "This thing here is what's going to stop the aliens. It's noise. It's noisy as hell, man. They hate it. It's terrible. And we're gonna duplicate it. And we're gonna send it to the radio stations. We're gonna play it on the radio stations. You keep doing what you're doing." And they found a way to cut off the controller's waves, the thought waves. with some kind of laser thing. Anyway, I can't really describe it. So anyway, the aliens sense that something's not right, that they're planning a sneaky. So they're like, let's go ahead and commence the attack. Send Godzilla and Rodan and Ghidorah out. So they do, and we get a nice little 10 minutes of Godzilla and Rodan attacking different little things and villages and small bridges, and reused footage from King Ghidorah the three-headed monster.
Yes, because all of a sudden there's Mount Fuji.
Well, you can see it from anywhere in Japan, anywhere near Tokyo. Anyway, so here's where we start to see Godzilla's tongue wagging all over the place. And he's greener in this film. He's much greener. He's not so gray. They went back to the gray in the next movie. Oh, maybe we shouldn't make him look so green, so lizard-like, so frog-like. Rodan takes down a bridge. Godzilla doing his thing. The military's trying to stop him. Yeah, they can't do anything. We're little tanks. We're little toys. We can't do anything. Godzilla stepping on him, blowing him up. King Ghidorah is zapping all over the place. Hey, I don't have to zap Black Rock anymore. I can zap buildings again. How nice. I can zap mobile oil stations. And then they put the thing on the radio. Please turn your volume up all the way up. The sound, the annoying sound that you're going to hear, the Exilians freaking hate it. And this guy is a newscaster in just about every one of the earlier kaiju films from Toho. He's the news reporter in all of them. He plays the same character. Because I think he's a real news reporter. I think he really is legitimately like a Tokyo news reporter. He's like the Walter Cronkite of Japan. Where's Anastasia? So anyway,
you called me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Wow, you actually wanted me."
Well, you were here,
amazing.
And you were showing off your nice braids and everything, and then also.
Oh, thank you. You notice everything. Yes, and also Jamie Bennett is here, and I want to say she's been commenting some very hilarious stuff. So just make sure you look at screen so you can see.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you, Jamie.
Yes. He's talking about the makeup and the hoping it's waterproof.
And she said, I hope he uses mouthwash. She wants to make sure he's using mouthwash. Yes, of course, Jamie. Yes, I understand. Importance. Very important.
Yes. Oral hygiene is very important. Take it
Yes.
from an Englishman.
Yes. Okay, they're showing some obligatory shots of cities, which we can't destroy because we don't have the budget. But hey, we can use some stock footage. Something's wrong. Our thought wave patterns are dissipating. Something's wrong. Adjust. So, yeah, the flying saucers are really putting a hurt on the military. They're blowing up the big military trucks and stuff, and the stuff that looks like it's going to hurt them. So they're taking a beating. But now they've got that thing playing on the airwaves, and it's messing with their heads. So now they're not thinking clearly. So, okay. There it is. So now we're going to zap our waves, and we're going to hit that volume button and zap them with the noise that messes with their heads. And now they're watching from a vantage point. They know that bed and breakfast is the control center here on Earth. So they're going to attack. And they do. They start firing missiles out there, and they're like, we can't think clearly. They're under attack. Which is funny. They're going to destroy the bed and breakfast, and we're still in it. Godzilla and Rodan, they get zapped in the head so that they're not being controlled, and they fall over. They fall on their ass. Zzz. That's them getting zapped. That's them falling on their ass. King Ghidorah falls on his ass too, which is not easy to do in that outfit. Easier to do it in the Godzilla outfit. So they start attacking the base. They continue to attack the base. And we can't help you. We're under attack. And the ship starts to blow up. And he's like, meet me in the future when we will come together in the unknown. He zaps a button and all the ships blow up.
These are very convincing audio voice. You should be voice actor.
Yeah, right. So they'll blow up. And it looks like models blowing up. Join me in the future where I will be a pilot on a starship. Sorry. Mr. Sulu, I'm the steering guy. So, oh my. Yay! Look how happy they are. We just blew up a whole bunch of Exilians. Yay! We just blew up a bed and breakfast. Yay! Look how happy they are. All right, it worked. They blew up. Oh, look, all the spaceships are blowing up too. Isn't that nice? We hate those Exilians. Bastards. Come try to take over our planet, will they? Rodan and Godzilla wake up. Their eyes are moving back and forth. They're looking at King Ghidorah like, shall we? Shall we do it again? Yeah, let's kick his ass. And they get right up and start working on King Ghidorah immediately. This fight only lasts about 3 seconds. It doesn't take long. King Ghidorah does the zapping thing, zap stomach, ass, feet, whatever. And they just, Rodan takes a big dump on the top of King Ghidorah's head. That's what he looks like. I'm sorry. Pull my finger. Rodan actually grabs him by the tail. Godzilla's boxing with his head. I'm going to punch this head, then I'm going to punch that head, then I'm going to punch this head.
Yes. And he even does a little footwork, does a bit of shuffling on them.
Does a little shuffle around there. Again, at this point, it's all about the kids now. It's all about pleasing the kids. It's Ultraman time. Ultraman's coming out around the same time. So, yeah, it's just silliness now.
Patricia says that voice actor love it and agree. She also agree you have future, Roland, future in voice acting. Thank you, Patty, for agreeing with me. It's so true.
I'm one of the few people that can actually do kaiju impressions. Like I did Godzilla earlier and doing his happy dance. And Rodan. And King Ghidorah's little beady.
They could do entire kaiju movie just by hiring you to do the audio. It would be perfect.
Well, they're not perfect, but you get the idea. So yeah, they're just beating the hell out of King Ghidorah. Why did they even need Mothra in that last film? These two can do it by themselves. And yeah, Rodan gets zapped right in the wings there, but doesn't affect him enough to. I mean, he doesn't go down. He just keeps flying in. So yeah, they do a little maneuver where Godzilla grabs his tail and Rodan just mows him over. Just flies right into him, bowls him over. Right there. Oh yeah, take this. And then he does picks up Godzilla again. All right, that move worked on Planet X. Let's try it again. And yeah, they flies him right into King Ghidorah and bowls him over the side of the cliff, where there's a convenient waterside village waiting for him to destroy. Now, do all of them go in the drink here?
Yes, all three of them wind up. Yes,
but only King Ghidorah comes up out of the water.
Right.
Because at the end of these movies, they always just dump him in the water, and one of them usually surfaces, comes out, and the rest of them, it's just they're just going to sleep for a while. That's how we end these films. Dump him in the water, game over, and Fini. So King Ghidorah flies away. Wow, I bet he won't come back quick. That was kind of a combination Tetsuo, Nick Adams together.
But yes.
It was a little bit of both. I've been hanging around you too long. I'm starting to sound like you. And then the Dr. Sakurai is like, well, you guys are going to go back to the planet and help to recolonize Planet X. They're going to work for us now. Mining gold. and the two of them look back at each other and they give the thumbs down like, yeah, we don't want to go. But they're laughing, so they're going to go anyway. And that's it. That's the end of the film. That's it. And Feeney. So that's Monster here. Wow, this show went long. I thought it was going to go like right on time, but no, this went long. We digressed. We talked about a lot.
We had a few digressions, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're talking about all kinds of bad stuff. So this is the last show of the year. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. And at that point, we will be doing Godzilla versus Ebirah. Otherwise known as Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, also known as Ebirah, Monster Horror of the Deep. So join us for that. That's the next one. And then after that, I think we're doing more of the Gargantuans, which is a really good kaiju film. So that's a second or third week in January. And then King Kong Escapes. And hopefully Linda Miller, who was in that movie, will come and join us again for King Kong Escapes. And she was on our show when we talked about King Kong versus Godzilla. And she gave us some great commentary on King Kong. That we really enjoyed in that. And that's the first time she's ever done commentary for that movie.
I just love her. She's so great, so insightful and talented. Yeah, very good, amazing stuff.
She has such great stories. So yeah, we're hoping she'll join us again in January for that. And tell us some more great stories about King Kong Escapes, which is a Rankin and Bass film with Toho. Excuse me. And I think they're doing a double feature on Thursday from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock with the Big Monster Briefing Room. They're going to do two Christmas movies. Got my Christmas shirt on now. Godzilla Christmas. They're going to do Santa's Sleigh, which we were supposed to do last week, and they're also going to do a Christmas horror story. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then they're taking the rest of the year off until the second week in January. So thanks, guys. If you're watching in post, if you're watching after the show's already been off live, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Anastasia, your lovely pigtails and braids.
Thank you for noticing. It meant so much to me. Yes.
Thank you, Professor Wallnott, for running the show, running the slideshow for us.
You did so wonderful. I can't believe it. It was like so amazing. Did you like it? I loved watching this.
Yes, it was very enjoyable doing that. Yes,
you like having the power, the glory, it's like very exciting, invigorating, right? It's so much power. It's like
I feel like an exilian.
I would like to see you dress this way. Please dress this way. It would be amazing. Yes.
Yes.
I want to see that so much.
Little.
All right.
Evo glasses.
Everybody, happy holidays. I want you guys, Anastasia, come back. Wish everybody happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everyone. We see you 2025 is our year. Yes, we will see you 2025. Yes.
2025.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.